This is the second video of Spring Boot. In this video, we are going to discuss about the what is Spring Boot and why we are going to use the Spring Boot framework. Okay, now let's start. Java Spring Boot is an open source tool that make it easier to use Java-based framework to create microservice and web apps. Open source means it is totally free and it is used to create the microservice and web application. Okay, Spring Boot is a project that is built on top of the Spring framework. It provides an easier and faster way to set up, configure, and run both simple and web-based application. That means we are going to create the web-based application using the Spring Boot framework. In short, Spring Boot is a combination of Spring framework and embedded server. That means we already told that what is Spring Boot, Spring framework, and embedded server. Embedded server means it's inbuilt Tomcat, Jetty. These are the servers. This is the inbuilt inside the Spring framework. So you have no need to you add the external server. Okay, and you can see this in figure with minus XML configure. That means in the previous the Spring Boot that there was a Spring. There we were using the Spring XML file. So XML file in Spring Boot we have no need to use XML file for the configuration, so this is called the Spring Boot. Okay, and in Spring Boot there is no requirement for the XML configuration. It is used convention over the configuration software design paradigm. That means it decreases the effort of the developer. We already told that we have no need to use XML file, configuration file inside the Spring Boot. Okay, we were using in a Spring framework, not in a Spring Boot. Okay, we can use Spring STSID or Spring Initializer to develop Spring Boot Java application. That means we can use these two both tools to create the Spring Boot framework. Okay, we can use the Eclipse also, but STSID is a perfect tool to use the Spring Boot framework. Okay, now why should we use a Spring Boot framework? Okay, this is the dependency injection. The dependency injection approach is used in Spring Boot. What is the meaning of a dependency injection? Dependency injection means that one class is depending on the another class. Just like I want to give an example. Just suppose you have one class which name is car, another class name is engine. So car class depend on the engine class. That is called the dependency injection. It contains powerful database transaction management capabilities. Okay, uh, it simplify integration with other Java framework like JPA, Hibernate, ORM, Struct, etc. It reduces the cost and development time of the application. Advantage of Spring Boot: it creates a standalone Spring application that can be started using Java. For what is the meaning of a standalone application? A standalone application is used when a user wants to perform any specific task on the local machine without the requirement of an internet connection to the system. Desktop software, mobile app, gaming application, industrial control system, medical device, and etc. are some example where standalone application are developed frequently. It tests web application easy with the help of different embedded HTTP servers such as Tomcat, JT, etc. We don't need to deploy WAR file. Okay, to test the web application, you can use your embedded server, just like you can see that Tomcat, JT. Okay, it provides an opinionated starter forms to simplify our Maven configuration. Okay, uh, that in Spring Boot framework you will get the pom.xml file. There you can add the dependency and you can use that in dependency. Okay, and there is no requirement for XML configuration. We already studied about that. It offers a CLI tool for developing and testing the Spring Boot application. It offers the numbers of plugins. It increase the productivity and reduce the development time. And prerequisite of Spring Boot, that means which tool and which version we are going to use to create the web application using the Spring Boot framework. To create a Spring Boot application following the are the prerequisites. In this tutorial we will use Spring Toolshoot STS. We are going to use, we will see how to download STS and how to set up the paths, everything we will see. and we are going to use Java 11. We can use Java 11, 17, 18. There is a lot of version you can use according to requirement. Maven 3.1 version has been done, but we are going to use 3.0. Okay. Spring Framework 5.0 build snapshot we are going to use, and ID we will use STS. Okay. Done. How it will work in next video, we will see that how it will work. For that we will learn how to install STS, and how to download, how to set the path, JDK, everything we will see. Then we will start to create the web application. Thank you guys for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe this YouTube channel.